Two teams enter, one team will leave. This is the Chongqing major qualifiers. My name is Nomad. I definitely don't have any trouble pronouncing that at all. Joining me is, well, he's an immortal in the streets and a herald in the sheets. It's Mofarah Dota. How's it going, my dude?
Yeah, it's going well. Nice to see Liquid playing back again, like we said before. But yes, always nice to be here casting with you. Got Twitch chat with us as well. It's fine.
Very rude. A lot of effort into that one. Anyway, we have game 2 coming up. Game 1 did go to Team Secret fairly convincingly. We had the Terrorblade lineup doing its work. GH with some godlike plays clearly showing us, hey guys, Coddle's still good, don't worry about it. And it's going to be interesting to see if Vega ban it out again, because I feel like I probably would if I was them.
I don't know. I mean, Keeper of the Light was annoying, but it was the whole strategy, in general. They had the Beastmaster and the TB constantly shoving in lanes as well. So, although that Roche Pit fight was definitely one for the highlight reel.
Oh, for sure.
Where JH gets a cheeky double kill.
I mean, just the constant pushing, the constant lane advantage, Did we ever see the creeps on Liquid's side of the map? Because I'm not sure we did.
No, I don't think we did either. Liquid definitely had Vega right where they wanted them. So let's see if Vega can adapt to their going into this second draft. Again, like I said at the end of last game, I'd like to see them place, have two heroes that can play the map as cores rather than just one. And even then, they had to wait for the Centaur to get Blink online before they could really try and commit to something. A little bit too slow from Vega, it felt like.
Yes, yeah, definitely. They didn't find their tempo, they didn't find their initiation. But credit to Liquid, every time Vega was smoking, Liquid were responding. They knew, whether they had sight or not, they knew what Vega were doing. They had their number last game. And I'm excited to see game number 2, what Vega can pull out in response to this. Clearly last time didn't work. It's time to go back to the drawing board, try out a new strategy, and I believe that Vega have plenty. So, Team Liquid starting things off with the Sand King. This hero reworked the Sandstorm ability. We'll still be talking about the new spells and such because, we're kind like that. We're informing all viewers. Maybe the Liquid fans haven't heard about the patch notes yet. Only tuning in for Liquid games.
This is an educational stream, just like Kezu's as well. And because he's in the game, we have to stick with that,
Respect that, exactly. So Sand King can now cast Sandstorm and stay inside it and attack things, and it'll keep going and he'll still be invisible. Life is pretty good for Sand King now. Makes him very strong in lane, great at zoning, etc, etc. Rubik, on the other hand, he's got Arcane Supremacy. We saw him last game, so we probably don't need to go through that one again, but it basically just makes spells gooder.
Ooh. I was actually stolen. I was going to say Brewmaster's still in the pool. I'm surprised Vega haven't picked that one up, but Team Liquid, I wouldn't be surprised to see if they pick up some kind of I think maybe just like a lane support kind of hero here. Maybe gap close as well for the Keeper of the Light. There's a few strong heroes still in the pool here, like the Brewmaster that we say, so it's a little bit open for them. Doom as well is something that we've seen from a few different teams, but I imagine you probably want to put Sand King as the position 3. I feel like you can't really utilize a Sandstorm the same if you're the position 4, but I mean, I said the same about Keeper of the Light having to be a position 5 last game. GH proved me wrong, so
stop living in your box, Mofarah.
There's no reason why he couldn't play Sand King as a 4, I guess.
You need to get more experimental with your life.
Oh, God.
And actually going to go for the Magnus. So, the big beast with the big RP, comboing up with the Sand King, screaming out a lot of team fight, and definitely setting up for a melee carry, it feels like, on the side of Team Liquid. But pretty exciting draft so far.
Yeah, it screams out melee carry, and it screams out catch as well. They have this RP, they have the skewer, they have the Sand King stun as well when he gets Blink online. So looks like a good Rubik game so far, though, has to be said. That Burst Strike, you can get the RP. Even stealing in power is really good if you can get your own melee carry going as well.
Yep, could be pretty exciting stuff if the Rubik is on the ball. Tricky spells to steal, I think. Magnus always very quick to cast Shockwave, and there's always every chance you're trapped inside the RP as well. So only a really, really good Rubik is going to be good this game. But then again, at this stage, most Rubiks are really pretty kind of good.
I've heard these Vega guys are pretty good at Dota 2, the video game. I'm expecting big things.
Oh, we are. Yeah.
I like that Jug ban, though. That's really nice. I mean, not a hero that you would see a huge amount of at the moment, but, Miracle likes playing it. It's good against the Keeper of the Light as well. And when he drops that Will-O-Wisp down, you just spin and hit it, take it out instantly.
True, would have been good. Yeah, I mean, always these Empower favored carries tend to get binned at this stage in the game. Does open the options up for Liquid. Somehow, some way, the Drunken Panda is still making it through this draft, and it might go all the way. It might not be picked or banned.
I don't think Liquid are going to pick it up now. I think it's much more likely that Vega do, but we'll have to see.
They probably wouldn't want to keep their options open for Kotal. I mean, they're probably playing Kotal 5.
Yeah, you would assume so. They could they could still play Rubik mid.
If you don't,
especially when you see these first two heroes, it's so like we said, it's a very good Rubik game, so definitely a possibility.
Yeah, for sure. And I think as a general rule, if you're a team watching and you don't know where to put Kotal, if you have GH on your team, you put him as a 4. If you do not have GH on your team, you play him as a 5. That's
like an easy flow chart, isn't it?
Yeah. Pretty short flow chart, but it does the job. So, Vega 1 minute 30. They're burning through a bit of their reserve time, but Liquid have as well, so no big deal. As they'll take down the Bane, actually. I haven't seen them watch this series either. Ooh, Vega going in with an axe. This is a bit of a favorite of theirs. I was literally just about to suggest that the Dark Seer might be coming out from them, but this is going to be the axe. Kind of like it with the Coddle, though.
Yeah, I think this is okay. One of Kezzy's favourite heroes as well. I'm surprised, again, this is another hero that I'm surprised we haven't seen first phased from either team. They like the Brewmaster. It's been first banned in a lot of games in CIS that we've been casting so far. And again, another one. There's so many good heroes at the moment, you just forget how many there are. I like this pick a lot, though. It lanes up really well with the Sanking, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a Sanking position 3 laned up with the Grimstroke here. Or even, could be okay with the Magnus as well in lane.
One thing that's making me cry a little bit, though, no targeted abilities yet, so no shenanigans with the...
Oh, they have Burrow Strike, don't they?
I don't think it works.
Oh, does it not? Okay.
No.
I mean, you're the Grimstroke expert between us two, I think. I'm not really about that hero.
Oh, dear. Play by play. If it does work, don't blame me. Still flame Mo. just pedal that off to him.
Yeah, if you have any complaints, just at Nomad Cast on Twitter.
But yeah, I mean, Grimstroke, we've seen this hero be pretty successful in lane. Tends to struggle a little bit in the team fight sometimes, unless he gets a crazy amount of farm, which can be very difficult for him. But he has got that GPM talent, which helps out. But I really feel like for this hero to be effective in the mid game, he needs to find something like the Yule Scepter, or even better, the Sheep Stick at a decent timing, depending on how the game goes. Otherwise, he does just feel kind of underwhelming. But of course, in the laning phase and also throughout the early mid, for those rotations where the Inkswell is still super viable, that's really nice. But now Vega Squadron pick up the Lifestealer, and I like this pick for 2 reasons. One, it's fantastic for the Rage in lane. It can lane up against the Grimstroke quite nicely and the Sand King. And also, he can get inside the Axe, and that's going to be a really potent Lifestealer bomb.
Yeah, it's okay, but again, they always have the RP to be able to control them at all points in the game, so this Rage is not as effective as normal, where you don't see any BKB piercing stuns, but also, I think you're looking at the Grimstroke the wrong way, by the way. I think you have to look at it as though it's a really good hero against the Axe, because it's so strong in lane, the Grimstroke. Right. Normally this Axe has a good laning stage, but Grimstroke kind of counteracts that out a little bit, especially with the Inkswell too, if he's trying to creep skip or something.
He's going to be the Red Man versus Blue Man, I think? Yeah, Blue Man his skin is. He's got a big old mask on. Grimstroke versus Axe is what I'm trying to say in a stupid way. I did have another good point. Oh yeah, Grimstroke is actually really good versus Lifestealer, by the way. You'd think, well, Lifestealer's got Rage, so it doesn't matter, but if you just Soulbind Lifestealer, then it'll connect to a teammate, you can stun the teammate, and then the Lifestealer's tethered, he can't move. Like, the Soulbind goes through the Rage, and then you can just hold him still by holding his teammate still. One Burrow Strike and he's done. Of course, Skewer will break it. Any movement spells break the Soulbind. But yeah, overall, Grimstroke's pretty good versus Lifestealer.
Can you Skewer in leash, though?
5 seconds remaining.
No, you can't Skewer in leash.
Because the Grimstroke thing applies a leash now, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, but Magnus is on his team, so he's not worried about being leashed.
Oh, I thought that was you were just talking in general. No, let's move on.
If you Skewer someone who's leashed, then you'll break you'll break the leash.
Right. So this is a hero that I was calling for last game, though, the Monkey King. Lanes up really well against the Lifestealer if they want to run it as like an aggressive carry up against the Lifestealer. That Lifestealer doesn't have a huge amount of armor, so it does very well there. You can put it with the Grimstroke as well. Just shove the Magnus up against the Axe. You don't really care down there too much.
Yeah, for sure. Strong laner, works really well with the Empower as well. We always see Monkey Kings building Battle Fury, but doesn't even need to if he's got a Magnus on his team. Really nice kind of multi-angled core, which they've picked up, and they can also run him mid or in the safe lane. Right now, it's looking like a fantastic safe laner versus whoever. But, they could also set up for a big mid pick, and that's another thing which Vega have to think about when picking their mid hero here, unless they run the Rubik there.
was going to say, I like these heroes, like the Monkey King and the Lone Druid, that can both be run as the position 1 or 2. So depending on the mid lane matchup, you can just shove them there instead. Anti-Mage!
Mr. Mage himself, Mr. Andy Mage, making an appearance onto our screens. That's exciting. This is exciting. This game has just gone up a level. We've got a Magnus Anti-Mage game. What more could we want?
Yeah, this looks like another strong draft from Liquid. They've got the 2 strong cores in the Monkey King and the Anti-Mage with the Empower from the Magnus as well. They've got a good team fight. They've got the the Wukongs, the RP. There's so much going on here with Liquid's draft. And their lanes look, fairly solid as well. I'll be honest. What pick here from Vega though can salvage this draft, because there's so much pressure on this app to be able to follow the AM around the map and just catch him over and over again. Because we've all seen a Miracle Anti-Mage before.
Well,
SF.
They go for the Shadow Fiend. I can't say I was expecting that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure who they put mid now against the Shadow Fiend though.
Yeah,
I mean, Timberman's picked up the Monkey King, but in a raw 1v1, as soon as that Shadow Fiend hits level 3 or so and gets to level 2 in raises, it can start to get a little bit difficult from a Timberman. So
if they hadn't already picked, I would be calling for a Grimstroke mid, but unfortunately, they have picked the heroes. It could have worked. Though.
Absolutely
the dream
not.
Could have been real.
No, please don't do that. Oh God.
I mean, it would shut down the Shadow Fiend, and that's all you really want from the game. So I don't know. But I am
this
trash,
is a position for Magnus, by the way. Something we've seen more and more recently. I was watching the South American upper bracket final game yesterday between Pain and ex-Pain-X, where Pain-X, I think both teams, I think Pain ran it as a position 4, and I think Pain-X ran it as a position 3. So showing that versatility. But yeah, the position 4 Mag did fantastically well. They just empower your 2 cores around the map. It was really nice. Looking to see what GH can get done this game.
Yep.
Can he improve on his Keeper of the Light performance? It's going to be very difficult.
It will be. But, with a Magnus, you can certainly pull it off with a big RP or 2. Also, Mind Control on the position 3 Sanking. This is a hero we've been seeing a lot in this position 3 role, so that's pretty exciting as well. And kind of works out well for the draft. So let's get into it. Game number 2, Liquid versus Vega Squadron. There's a battle it out to get into the upper playoffs for these qualifiers and secure their spot and get to go to Chongqing, which is obviously a pretty big reward. Liquid, of course, failing to make it to last major, knocked out by Lithium, the very team they're facing now, despite it being under a different banner. So they're looking for redemption, and they're 1 game away from finding it. Vega, they've put a lot of pressure on themselves in order to get this jump. They've got this lifesteal and axe combination. They're going to need to find these pickoffs. They're against an anti-mage. The timer is on for them. Last game, they didn't do it. This game, do they stand a chance?
That's the thing. I mean, we talked about them needing 2 cores to be able to play them up. It feels a little bit similar. It's down to this axe a lot of the time on Kezu.
Absolutely.
SF, if he has a bad laning start, he's going to want to try and recover in the jungle for a little while, get those raises going. But yeah, again, I think if the ball's in Vega's court, they have to try and make this, get this tempo going early on, make some rotations around the map.
Let's see it, guys.
Find some early kills.
Let's see it. Interestingly, I believe they are playing from London, which is they're not playing where they want to play. There's some issues going on with that. Look up PPD's tweet if you're interested. The manager did respond to that. So, maybe distracted by external issues as well, but let's see if they can overcome them, as there's actually a little bit of fighting going on over the Death Room in the river ring. Meanwhile, Illuminate comes through, lands onto all 3, but it's actually the axe. Kezu taking so much damage. Miracle getting low as well. Who's going to go down first? He actually blinks forward to get the bounty. Doesn't get a bounty, but saves his life, and Kezu is the first one to go down as GH takes first blood. The Illuminate coming in from Peksu. Peksu chasing GH. GH weaving through the trees, trying to get away. This Magnetor is pretty quick, but Peksu finds it. The Coddle never lets his prey escape as he puts down GH here in the top rune, but there's still a little bit of action going along as Kuroki's coming in for a little bit more harass onto MNT. Looks like finally they'll stop fighting. Miracle surviving that fight on very low HP. I'm actually surprised he didn't deny himself to the tower, but
GH did buy out just before he died as well on the Magnus, so has that stick available now with the boots. He's doing okay, but TP's mid empowers the Monkey King, but you see Mage, he even though he doesn't do a huge amount of damage, this Monkey King doesn't really have a huge amount of armor. He has the Wraith Band, which takes him up to 2 now, but I'd be a little bit worried if I was Timberman here in this mid lane, like we said, especially when SF gets level 3.
Yeah, he's got his work cut out for them, that's for sure. Going again as the Inkswell comes out onto Kezu. Playing around the supports. Tri-lane coming out from Liquid. This is interesting, but they know they need to secure their anti-mage some farm.
Yeah, they're just going to let the Sanking play bot with the Sandstorm. He doesn't really care too much. You know, they're not really going to stop him with this Keeper of the Light position 5. So they can afford to tri-lane up here.
Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, we have Madara versus Mind Control here. The lineup I think we kind of expected. Although Madara is going to have the Kotl pulling for him, trying to make some space and trying to deny the Sanking a bit of farm. Of course, Sanking, you know, he doesn't have his Sandstorm right now. Going to interrupt the pull, actually, and try and keep these creeps. Nope, come to me, come to me.
Yeah, when you're in this 2 versus 1 situation in the bot lane, you really want to be pulling as much as you can on Peksu, but with this double wave up now, lots of gold going to be coming the Sanking's way down in the bot lane.
A little bit of damage from GH, who now turns. And Kezu chasing Kuroki. Everybody's chasing each other in the top lane. No, nothing really happening. Meanwhile, Peksu picks up an Invis rune. It's coming mid. Doesn't have the blinding light, so I'm not sure if he'll actually be able to go for a kill here.
Good D-ward by Kuroki as well. Actually on the top camp, small camp as well. 100 gold to him. They get to try and get some pulls going as well at some point.
Actually, might get the courier here. How long have we got? Yeah, it's going to come still walking, which means that Peksu could find it, but no, he finally gives up and starts walking towards mid. If he stays invis, he might actually get it. Meanwhile, GH on the high ground here, still playing around here. I feel like GH, Kuroki, Kezu, and MNT are just playing their own game of Dota, just chasing each other around. Meanwhile, Peksu will find the courier. Can he get the hits? It needs one more right click. He's roaming under tower to get it. He actually gets it. Will die, but his work is done, so he'll be happy with that one. Although 300 gold for Matu is quite a lot.
I think that's definitely worth it for the courier kill, though. He wasn't really doing anything bot anyway, so...
I'm doing nothing. I'm just going to kamikaze the courier.
This is the play that we see so many axes do. It's so much fun. They go and skip the creep wave. The problem with this is it doesn't really stop the anti-mage from farming. And if you see what Liquid have done, they've actually pulled the creeps to the big camp so that Miracle can just match the farm of the jungle that the axe is doing.
Yeah, the stacked big camp as well. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we actually have a bit of action as Mage takes down the Monkey King.
Yeah,
Not
that's
quite
the
sure what went on there.
power
Looks
of the
like
rage is coming through.
He tried to just jump in on the onto Mage here and it didn't pay off.
I'll be honest, I wasn't really expecting that one quite yet in the mid lane.
Oh, Monkey King playing aggressively is completely off my radar, I have to be real.
It's so difficult to play aggressively in the mid lane though, with how close the tower is to the where the creeps meet in the river.
Yeah, kills at mid when there's nobody else involved are very, very rare. We're just making excuses for ourselves. We suck at obs. That's the bottom line.
I'm not controlling the camera.
Did you say anything?
Oh, mid as well.
Yellow! Kuroki, too scared. Thinks of going on to Mage. Realizes he might not get a very long ink swell off on him and backs himself away.
He saw the SF under the wards, but SF just backed off again afterwards, so got the shoes on.
Yeah, I think they'll hope through. Meanwhile, they jump in onto Mage once again. Matu staying nice and close to Mage. Now gets a Boundless Strike and this time finds a kill. Peksu unable to help out his mid laner.
Yeah, I like this a lot from Matumman, though, what he's done with his skill build. Just puts the value point in the Boundless Strike for the lifesteal, and he's put the 3 points in Jingu, but more importantly, with this point in Tree Dance, he can actually get on top of the Shadow Fiend, which is the most difficult part.
Yeah, you don't take the Shadow Rays damage coming in to fight him, which...
bot lane as well.
That's...
MC.
Ooh, trying to get away. Madara and Peksu chasing the Illuminate is going to come out. Doesn't hit. Okay. Mind control, still running. Right clicks coming through from Peksu. It's not enough, though. Madara, where's your open wounds, buddy?
He has a burst strike.
Use it on his teammate. Gonna try and make it to the tower, and that will be mind control. Scurrying away. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Kezu taking a bit of damage, does survive. And in the end, nobody dies. Nobody dies.
A story of last game for the first 20 minutes, wasn't it, really?
Somewhat. Things coming out in the mid lane, though. Looks like GH and Matu are wanting to go for this one. The Razors are out, though. Looking like the Boundless Strike should hold them back for now. But GH, not really decent communication between these two, actually. And GH will be falling. You see, after the first raise landed, Matu was like, "All right, I'm done. This gank isn't going to work. We're both going to die in the tower." And,
especially now he's level 5 as well. It's so difficult.
GH was like, "I can do it."
Top lane as well. Cool. Onto Grimstroke.
Yeah, Kuroki dropping low, 160 HP. The counter healers is doing their work with the Salve. Oh, and now Miracle comes in. They finish off Kezu. quick feet
Oh,
round the
dear.
tower. MNT could be in trouble as well as a shockwave drags him back. Followed up with a stroke of fate up onto the high ground. MNT just buying some space right now. Don't think you're going to find yourself a deny, my friend, but still will try, and down he goes. And Miracle gets a double kill on the top lane. This tri-lane working out very well for him so far. And they don't seem to be suffering too much in the bottom lane either, as the Sand King still sitting on 28 CS.
I mean, the problem is, if you look at the CS chart at the moment, like, this Kezu Axe has been skipping the creep wave and whatnot, so, he's been getting all these jungle creeps. But if you skip the creep wave, you just allow the enemy carry to get absolute free farm under their tower. And, Miracle's not going to miss a CS under the tower. He's a good enough player, so... You've got to be very careful with how you play this Axe when you're up against these greedy cores like the Spectre and the AM.
Yep. Yeah, sometimes skipping that creep wave does not pay off. You just want to dominate the lane instead, but... with the dual lane, I think it's usually the correct choice, but I don't know. This game doesn't feel like it.
Definitely not.
Looks like they're looking for something in mid lane again, as Kuroki's hanging around. He's got himself the Stroke of Fate, but Mage... He's got a double damage bottle as well, so they really have to be cautious about this. Things could turn around very quickly. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Mofarah just sitting inside the Sandstorm, not really bothered. This is not a lane that Lifestealer cares about.
People always say that when Liquid play, GH is the fourth core, which is right. If you look at what they're doing at Liquid on the moment, this is why. Miracle just moves over to the jungle and actually just gives the lane to GH top. This is why he gets so much farm, because they give him farm priority. It's really important when you play these greedy position 4s like Magnus.
Bottom lane, they're going for Mind Control. Mind Control, Burrow Strike to the tree line, but the very quick Infest Bomb from Mofarah will finish off the Sand King. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, Mage is getting so aggressive here. He's got this double damage, he's skipped the creep waves, and he just wants his tower. And Matsu
Why are you
can't
rudely
do a
interrupting me? No, Matt. I'm trying to make good conversation.
People aren't here for your conversation, they're here for the action, as GHTP's in the middle lane, no RP available, as he's just kind of phasing out MNT, knows to stay out of the right click range of Mage. Miracle is waiting though, this is an anti-Mage rotation. Yank goes down.
Kezu's coming as well.
Can't say I feel amazing about this Yank, as GH once again having trouble in the mid lane. As Matu and the trees actually gets taunted, he's going to walk around the very fortunate way though. Oh dear.
Kuroki has 4 wards on him, by the way.
Okay. Struggling to get those down, is he?
He just can't get them out at the moment. I mean, nobody can stand up against this SF in the mid lane at the moment, which is a real worry for Liquid. And now that we've got this mid-tier 1, you see how they move across the map on Vega? They're starting to put this deep vision down. They can punish Liquid's greed, which is what they really failed to do last game.
Dust out in the bottom lane there. They're going on to Mind Control. Can he make it to the trees? Well, he's actually just going to jump in and go for the epicenter here. Does he have enough damage? He's actually going to bring down Pexu before he dies, but Mofarah should finish him off. Ooh.
What?
All right, chat, it's time. Press 1 if you think that Mind Control is going to die. Press 2 if you think he's going to survive. 1 if he's going to die, 2 if he's going to survive. I'm pressing 2 because I believe in Mind Control. The guy is a god. Also, that epicenter slow still on him. Might just make it out. Let's see. Alright, chasing. Eats the tree. That's a nice job. Oh, the phase boots are going to come in so clutch. Also, the creeps are blocking up Mofarah. Mofarah seems to have lost him. Mind Control into the trees here. He's going to live. Maybe. Yeah,
the light comes in.
He's fine. He's fine.
No, Pexu knew he was going to be there somewhere as well, so he tries to get this cheeky Illuminate off, but like you say, he's already gone.
If you said he was going to live, then congratulations. You can call in the top lane as they actually just bring down Magnus once again. GH having a horrible time this game. They're looking for Matu as well as he's running his way through the trees. Now turning it around. He wants to get this Jingu off. Does do successfully. Now looks at MT, but misses the Bounder Strike. Mage coming in as well. They should make short work of this Monkey King unless he can turn this one around. Oh, the Jingu, but it's not enough. It's not enough.
Cheeky little mischief there, keeping him alive from the race. That was nice.
Nice use of the spell. Well, Kuro coming in. Liquid, are you sure you want to try for this one? They're actually bringing the Rubik back, but Mage is going to turn around and beat up Kuroki here. Should bring down the Grimstroke. Meanwhile, the Rubik does fall, but they might have traded 2 lives for this. GH still running through. He doesn't have a skewer for 14 seconds. They're picking out. Go this way, go this way. Kezu playing fielder. It looks like they're going to find him. GH trying to duke around the trees. Mage chasing. Grand Theft Magnus here. Can he make it through? He's in the trees once again, but Mage, he's right on top of him, and GH is going to fall. Made a bit of space though. Meanwhile, down at bottom, Mind Control running away as Mofarah and Pexu trying to give chase here. Sandstorm is out. They do throw down the sentry. Mind Control trying to stop just at the edge. Burrow Strike down to the low grab, but Mofarah is ready. He's got the open wounds. He's got the rage. He's going to chase down Mind Control. Mind Control is going for the TP though. Is there anything to stop this? There is not. So that is going to be Mind Control running away. And I think we're out of fights. But
I love how Mind Control's trying to juke around and then he goes, hang on a second. And then he just figures out that he can TP away and it's fine. Yeah, this game's going so well for Vega at the moment. They're 4k net worth up. And this is the problem with the Monkey King that we said. You know, this lane up against the SF is so difficult. You know, it's really good if you can get a decent matchup with the Monkey King. But when both the matchups are bad...
Yeah. And I feel like this could have been a case where Liquid just say, all right, a Monkey King's not going to win mid. Leave it there. But instead they kept on throwing JH into the mid lane. They kept trying to make things happen. And in the end, I feel like they've just backed themselves into this corner. And they've actually gone for a Morbid Mask on the Anti-Mage. They're not going for the Battle Fury because they've got the Magnus.
They don't want to be showing Miracle in lanes at all, though. That's the most important thing. Like we've said, they just want to show GH in lanes, try and get that blink up as early as they can. Miracle's just going to jump around, farm the jungle, and Morbid Mask really helps with that. You see it on Morphling a lot as a good example. You know, with this is Max Agi farming the jungle away.
Woke up from Vega. They've got this Axe Blink with the Lifestealer inside. This is better from Vega compared to last game. They might actually find Miracle for this. Miracle, though, he seems to be... No, he's not suspicious at all. They're just going to jump in immediately. They've got the lift as well. Do they have him hit still? He's actually not...
Where are the spins?
Wow. Miracle escapes. Very surprised by that. Was that the Morbid Mask?
Yeah, that was the Vlad's offering +2 all attributes.
What patch is this? Vladimir's on Anti-Mage. I'm done. Meanwhile, GH says, all right, you know what, guys? You failed to kill Anti-Mage. Take me instead.
I mean, it's all about the early game, though, isn't it? So if you try and go for this Battle Fury route, especially in games like this when you're behind by a decent amount of gold, you're not going to be able to get away with the greed that you do normally with the Battle Fury. So I like this. I like this change up for Miracle.
Do you remember the days when you used to just always go Vladimir's into Battle Fury?
No.
Simpler times. You don't.
Oh, they find Kuroki mid as well.
Yeah, the Inkswell probably not going to do enough to save him, even throwing down the Soulbind, and Night Patrol comes in. Oh, the double stun does work. I'm a liar. And now the RP comes out onto the Lifestealer, holding him still. Mind Control trying to do the damage with Madara. He's a very tanky Lifestealer.
Oh, Mage as well is actually getting chased on the SF.
Back, SF running away. Looks like he's going to run out of life as Miracle does find him. Now Madara trying to run around the trees here. He doesn't have a rage. He's got the rage now, but he doesn't have a TP. No TP scroll means no way out for you. And this Shockwave, so annoying. Madara, oh, nice rage to dodge the Mind Control. And he gets inside a creep. He gets inside a damn creep. It's going to be a slow, slow journey back to his side of the base. Quickly, Pexu, block the creep wave.
That was so nice by
Better not illuminate this.
By the Lifestealer. He understands the only way he dies is the Sanking stun. He sees Mind Control pop the wand, the extra mana.
Well, they're not giving up though. They're not giving up as Matumman's coming in as well. Pexu is around. He's got the blinding light as well. Going to be a tricky one. Will even available if they want to throw this down. And they will. It pops the trees and stuns up the Monkey King. And now they can do their work as Vega jump all over Liquid right now, deleting them off the map.
Keeper of the Light tries to blinding light back the Magnus there as well, but the skewer comes out just in time, so it pushes him the wrong way as well.
God, Madara. What is he doing? He's just chopping Liquid's onions. No mercy from him. And he's actually TPing to the mid lane to defend it as well as Kuro comes in. Get away.
Kuro's in trouble here. The rage is out as well.
Yeah, immediately. Nice timing from Madara again. Kuroki, no survival left from him. Down you go, son.
That was really nice as well, again by him. Like, he knows that the Grimstroke's going to be turning around trying to get that Inkswell stun off onto him, so instantly rages before he gets to the high ground. He's in the head of Kuroki at the moment.
Well, Matu coming in on the top lane. They might look for Kezu here. The tricky kill, but they need to find something because Kezu's just putting out so much pressure onto them right now. They're setting up. They want one more in, and they're looking for Madara. Sorry, they're looking for Kezu here. Taunt is out. Jingu comes through. Boundless Strike not available though, and now Pexa will come in. Miracle's not done though. Miracle wants to keep going. The Blinding Light doing a lot of work, but there comes the Mana Void to finish things off. Maybe they're looking for Pexa as well. Meanwhile, it's Kuroki who gets brought down once again by Madara. Just wanted to help out with the kill, and ends up dying.
I really like this item build as well on the Lifestealer instead of going for this Radiance build, which we see sometimes. Oh, bot lane as well, sorry, first. Mage is getting chased.
Mage popping down the ulti though with the RP stolen from MNT. Oh, that's a disaster for Liquid as Vega take two. Oh dear me, Vega. They are pulling it out. Although Mind Control's coming in. He wants to find the Shadow Fiend. And MNT, that was kind of disappointing. A level 1 epicenter doesn't do a whole lot. Mind Control will have the interrupt onto Rubik though. Yeah, Rubik. I'm not sure about that one, bud.
So your start shield, get a blink. Nice, here we go. Oh, he doesn't go for the Rubik. I thought that was going to be like a next level item purchase in the bot lane.
This game has been fun as hell to cast, by the way.
There's some crazy plays going on. I mean, last game it was a bit slow, but this time, there's this Rubik that can make plays with all the spells that he can steal. MNT having a much better game this time on the Rubik.
So, Liquid, let's see what they can do, right? They're the ones in the back seat. They just want to try and make space for their anti-mage. This is going to be a game of, what, pickoffs and maybe pushing outside, split pushing and pickoffs?
Shoving side lanes in as much as you can. You've got this Monkey King with the Tree Dance that's going to start to get leveled up. You've got the Sand King as well, shoving lanes in with the Grimstroke too. So you just need to try and dodge fights for as long as you can. Keep this anti-mage farming, who's actually going for an SNY, by the way.
Interesting.
Okay.
I mean, Liquid are just... They're just ahead of the meta, man.
So it's all about the style points. And, different item choices. More style points. They see MNT down here in the bot lane, but Kezu's infested. It feels like they're trying to bait him out a little bit here. And they spot the Dire.
Meanwhile, they're actually jumping in, but the taunt comes in, but the Burrow Strike through to 3 does a lot of work, but how can they follow up on this? The Will-O-Wisp doing a lot. They take down Kuroki, and now Mind Control looking in a lot of trouble as well. He's going to die. GH just trying to run away, but he takes Peksu with him. Maybe didn't want to do that, as Peksu will help his teammates. Meanwhile, Matsu comes in the backline, just picks off the Rubik, and now they'll finish off the job onto GH as well. So Vega finding 3 kills, and Matsu finding just a singular, and AM actually pushing down mid. He's looking for this tier 3 now, but I don't think Vega are going to stop at this tier 2.
Only tier 2 in the mid lane at the moment, don't worry. Not up to tier 3s yet, Nomad, but a really nice play by Vega in the bot lane. They actually bait out the Rubik really hard. He does end up going down, but very good trade for Vega. You did say tier 3. I'm here for you, though. It's okay. Fired.
Yeah, look, Miracle's not even going to bother keeping going at this tier 2, though. He's going to back himself up. Hunting was never my strong point. Oh, the interrupt on the stun from Mind Control onto Mage here, but Mage just going to cock up the ulti and try and turn it around, but just does very little damage to Mind Control. And silenced up, the skewer is down, GH dropping low, but Miracle comes in and finishes the job with a Mana Void. So Liquid do at least find the Shadow Fiend, a bit of a messy retreat there. That ward on the high ground doing a lot to help out Mind Control and finding that interrupt. Meanwhile, Peksu already in this top lane on the Keeper of the Light, pushing out waves.
Yeah, there's only a couple of outer towers left for Vega to take, so you want to try and play around this top half of the pit now. Try and play around the Roche. Top half of the map is what I meant to say, sorry. So they can play around the Roche, try and get these tier 2s as well. They've got everything they can in this bot lane now. So maybe just send the Keeper of the Light down there to deal with the waves, but in general, want to be playing on the top side.
Going for Roshan. Liquid.
He's got Vlad Sleep.
Oh my god. Roshan's dying.
He has a DD again. Same as last game, don't worry.
Ugh. Disgusting. Nice Frog, remove runes from the game. It's unbalanced.
It's all about RNG.
Yeah. We hear you.
Fine. I mean, if they get this Roche, this is a big deal though, because it allows Miracle to play so much more aggressive into this axe.
They're also pushing out bottom as well. They're more than happy for Vega to push top right now. They're like, oh, go for it, guys. We will take Roshan. There we go.
How do you expect this as Vega, though? They're like, how the hell has this AM just taken Roche by himself when we see them in the bot lane?
It's a pretty crazy call from... I mean, I'm assuming that was just Miracle going, oh, cool. Double damage. I'm going to take Roche, guys. Just make a distraction. They go, all right, we'll put 4 heroes at bottom. And then Vega just go, haha, we'll take a tier 2 and have an advantage. There you are.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's looking good though for Liquid at the moment. AM's coming back into the game. They are still behind at the moment, but they have to try and make more things happen with their lead that they have here. But Liquid are doing so well at reading the map here. Just knowing where Vega are all the time, just dodging them wherever they can.
I don't like Mage's choice to have tried to go for this butterfly. And I understand this is the item you want to be able to make your Shadow Fiend that beast which can just run in and shred everybody in a team fight. Questionable phrase there. But it's kind of a bit slow to me, and I think they need to be constantly putting out pressure, and that means the smaller items probably look better. Lifestealer, I'm hoping he's got something coming to him on the courier. Yes, he's got a... Oh no, that's the wrong.
Oh well, this is the problem. When you play against anti-mage, you need cores that can jump around the map and play it really quickly, and SF and Lifestealer don't really do that. It's kind of only the axe, so I'd like to see Madara and Kezu try and play... Yeah, okay, he infests straight away as soon as I'm about to say it, but try and play together more here. Just use this axis mobility to get the kills. You don't have to be building silly items like Blink on Lifestealer. Yeah, so use
They were
it.
waiting for the Desolator, I believe. But yeah, I mean, if you keep waiting for these timings, then it does affect the pace in which you can play the game.
He has the Basher now on AM as well. He doesn't even need this Battlefield because he's got the Magnus on his team. So
Chongqing TPing in. They just have spotted this though. They jump in with a call immediately. They're going to take down Mind Control and the Aegis immediately. Meanwhile, Kuroki also gets annihilated by Mage. Now he pops out that Ollie. The Will whispers down the tomb. Man not surviving at all. Miracle blinking out, blinking in. Doesn't know where to go, what to do with himself. An RP from GH will help keep things together and maybe buy Miracle a little bit of time to get out as he stops to farm and then blinks away.
I don't know if you just saw what happened there, but Kezu managed to sidestep because he saw GH coming in with the RP. So he managed to sidestep it, just get out of range and come back in again to call and kill off GH. That was a really nice play by Kezu there.
Yeah, he actually got dragged back in by the shockwave as well. So I thought he got caught in the RP or something. I wasn't too sure, but yeah. Now that you explain it to me, it makes a little sense. Meanwhile, Fire Strike from Mind Control. The call off the mark though. Madara does take a fair bit of damage. I think, yeah, Vega are going to back out of this one.
They're just quite happy to get the tier 3 there. No reason to throw a silly lead, and they need to deal with their other 2 waves as well that are pushing in towards their base.
So I love the way that Miracle, in the middle of being chased by 5 enemy heroes, being the only surviving member of his team, just goes, I just need to get this creep crump quickly. Sorry guys, one sec.
He didn't even finish off the big creep. It wasn't worth it.
Oh man, where's the commitment?
Dire's top shrine has fallen.
When he gets that Abyssal though online, they are going to have a little bit more lockdown for him to be able to jump on heroes and try and bring them down quickly. But
there's a very
again,
fast
Vega...
arcane rune. Look at it go. I could see your camera looking at the rune spot.
What?
Over at the Monkey King, dude.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh god.
Easy bait. How terrifying. Vega keep into their high ground. It seems to me like they might be waiting out Roche or something. I'm kind of like to see them just... okay, here we go. They got the butterfly on their Shadow Fiend. That's what they're waiting for.
Look at Dire's vision, by the way, on the map. They have this like circle of wards that they want to play around. Like, even though they're 5k behind at the moment in gold, they still want to play aggressive on the other side of the map because, like we said, yeah, if you can force fights on the other side of the map,
mid lane.
Oh god,
it's the battle of times.
It's the Mexican style. You know those cowboy films where they're like staring each other down in the desert?
In the middle of a lonely village.
Yeah, this
mid lane ain't big enough for the both of us.
It's all about taking fights on the other side of the map, though. Making sure they can't just take your objectives when they win a fight, like Vega did in the top lane there. And they're looking again, hunting with the smoke on Vega, but nobody's up here.
Yeah, they're all playing their side of the map, which is pretty smart by Liquid. They just want to, make some space. Although if Kezu comes right the way down here, and someone TP's back to defend, that could be a fantastic way for them to start a fight. But they're just very convinced there's someone in the jungle, and there is not. Yeah, now they circle it out. Although, oh no, that's actually Kuro's drawings.
Liquid are just trying to play around their vision here, though. That's the most important thing. If they try and take a fight in this top jungle where they don't have any vision at all, they're going to be in trouble.
More lines being drawn. You can see lines on replay. So if I was a captain, I would like draw just really weird stuff to try and like trick anybody who's watching replays. Draw like a big X over Roshan, and then go into Roshan. Very smart.
It doesn't matter if you're watching the replay, though, surely.
Well, no, but people like watch back the replays to figure out your tactics and stuff. I'm sure they take that into account. You go, oh, he's drawing on the map here. What does that mean? You got to make sure you're ready.
If you think that, then don't watch any replays of pubs where people are just drawing over the map all the time and drawing dodgy things. So.
Many willies. Vega smoked up, looking into their own jungle this time. They go, right, we smoked up last time, we checked our own jungle and they weren't there. They're in our jungle. Let's go. Let's clear it out.
And Liquid, no?
Well, yeah. There's nobody here. Again, same as last game. Liquid, you can't smoke gank Liquid. You just can't do it. The last time I said that, they did get a kill, so... I
mean, they see nobody's in this defending this bottom tower at the moment, though, so they know something's up. Yeah, they scan top half of the map just in case where the bounty runes are. Vega think that Liquid are going to be looking to take those bot bounty runes because that's where they were playing the map a minute or so ago, but good understanding.
Very cool. Jumps forwards, blinking onto the high ground. Luckily, Vega had already cleared that one up, though he does have a team behind him. Kezu has been impregnated for a very long time
You what?
with this life stealer.
Oh, okay.
Clarification there. GH,
Oh,
does he see Pexu? Yes, he does. Charging through the tree lines, jumping forwards onto the GH hit. Onto a Pexu, sorry. I'm just so used to it.
Oh, the Will-O-Wisp.
Now he actually jumps out RP onto Madara. Can they take him down in time? I mean, Pexu's the one getting low. And now they jump in. The double mana void blows up Pexu. Kezu not particularly healthy either. Down goes Kuroki as well. MNT is going to drop as Anti-Mage and Madara fight it out. The Wukongs, though, is looking good for Liquid as they can maybe turn this one around and kill off Madara as well. Yes, they can. One more hero left. It's only Mage. And now they jump on top and Mage trying to do anything he can. But it's Miracle with the ultra kill as Liquid take down everybody in the trees. And it is a wonderful, wonderful fight for Liquid. And now they'll run down this top lane and at very least force some buybacks. If not, they will get some wrecks.
That fight looked like an absolute disaster for Liquid at first when the Will-O-Wisp went down from the Keeper of the Light, because it didn't get destroyed for such a long amount of time, but they somehow just pulled through. Fantastic play by Liquid.
The double mana void as well.
Yeah.
The double mana void just brought Axe down to like half health. I don't know how that works. I think he used it on the Keeper of the Light and it did the Keeper of the Light's damage to the Axe. Because Axe wasn't missing that much of mana at the time. You know, he's only got 600 and it brought him down to like half HP.
It does it in an AoE, doesn't it?
True, true. I don't know, really, really hard to tell what was going on there, to be honest, but...
it does the target unit's mana missing to everybody in an AoE around it.
Yeah, but with the Soulbind, is it going to do the mana missing damage to Axe, or is it going to do Kotal's mana missing?
It does both. Because it's AoE on both.
I'm not sure they were close enough for it to affect both.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, somebody watch a replay and tell us. We'll find it out. I know I've got several people watching who would gladly go into a lobby and find that one out.
That was probably the first good Soulbind we've really seen this game. Now, we saw the double Burrow Strike in the mid lane before, but you know that's the game-winning Soulbind.
It was pretty insane, honestly. Like, just being able to almost delete Kezu from the fight is extremely important. And of course, the Wukongs was absolutely crazy. I also think the Will-O-Wisp might have helped out the wrong team a little bit. I mean, I appreciate that if there was a Monkey King in the trees right then he would have gotten stunned up. But unfortunately, just ended up destroying all the trees and making it kind of an open battleground. Don't know. Very interesting fight. I'm sure there's a lot of things going on in that fight which made it come out the way of Liquid, but all the same, you know, Anti-Mage just playing around it very, very nicely.
Definitely, and Roche spawning very soon. Not spoon. I don't know why I said that, but spawning very soon. So going to be another Mexican standoff in the mid lane around the Roche pit. There's his Butterfly now on AM as well. Do they even have the damage anymore to kill him off? Because it feels like without the Axe Call, if they don't kill him in that duration, he can basically just blink away and be absolutely fine.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, he's got the evasion, he's got the Vanguard component of the Abyssal as well.
You're basically relying on your Blade Mail to do the job.
But then you have the evasion and the Vanguard component, so it's not like he's, you know, massively easy to bring down on Miracle. Or they actually scan out the Radiant side here, and then the Radiant scanning the trees for some reason.
Up from Liquid.
They know they're here.
He's going to make the jump. He's not. He's going to get silenced up. Madara jumps out immediately. He goes on to Kuroki here. Should be able to bring him down. One more hit does do the job. Now Wukong's Madara kind of on his own. His team are pretty far away. He's alone on the high ground by himself. And now Liquid will just surround him and blow him up. Was it worth it? I don't think so. They're actually going to look for more here. Nope, they're just looking at Roshan. Vega, a very, very messy initiation. They had a team there. They should have had a better plan than that.
Yeah, Kezu really didn't want to find anybody more than, you know, maybe one or two heroes there, but it walks into 3 or 4 and all of a sudden the fight turns around very quickly. If the Lifestealer doesn't have his rage up, very difficult to fight into this Liquid lineup.
If you smoke, Liquid is going to know about it. They have, Kuroki I'm pretty sure has an inbuilt smoke detector. Useful for both a house safe household.
Screams the woo 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 every time a smoke goes off in his head. He just
very annoying to play with, but also useful. They're chasing. Oh, they actually get it. Oh dear. Oh dear. MNT.
Kezu as well. He's stuck in a sandstorm.
Oh dear me. It's lifted up into the air. The Axe could be in trouble. The Boundless Strike comes through as well. Miracle's on top of him. The return Burrow Strike from Pexu. Wait, what?
He's Shadow Bladed on the Axe. So we just get out. So that's something. It did just come on the courier.
think I just said Pexu Burrow Strike there, which was very confusing. I don't know, people got stunned. I didn't really understand why.
Liquid, though, they don't need the double damage this time. Miracle just walks into the pit. He's a little bit more farm than before. Just a little bit.
A little bit, yes. And Roshan, his delicious loot will go to Miracle. Matu takes up that cheese, and Liquid are going to be very happy with how this game is going for them. Looks like they're heading towards a 2-0 unless Vega Squadron can turn this one around. They look so close to doing it before. Right now, got a lot of their work cut out for them, and they pull it off.
It's difficult because we've talked about how hard it is to kill anti-mage once. Now you've got to kill him twice. And have they got the firepower?
Mid lane, they're jumping forwards. They found Kezu, the scientist, out. MNT trying to help him out, holding the Sand King back. Meanwhile, Kuroki does get torn through by Madara. So Vega, they take one. But the buyback comes out from Kuroki. They're actually looking to fight this one. But there comes the disarm. Then Pexu has actually picked himself up. No, it's actually someone.
Well, AM in the back lines.
Anti-Mage lifted up, held still. Matu jumping into the fight. The RP gonna keep Matu alive as they can turn this one around and blow up Mage, and Madara as well should be falling. Liquid giving chase, 3 heroes on 1. Madara, it's looking unlikely as the blinding light comes through. Gonna help out a bit. It was actually Madara's Heaven's Halberd running through the trees, but Liquid will chase him down and put an end to Madara's shenanigans and get themselves 3 kills. Oh dear. He gets brought down. Miracle, he's too far ahead to stop now. Liquid going onto the high ground. There's no buybacks. This could be it for Vega Squadron in this series. Doesn't look to be a whole lot left.
Liquid are going to realise very quickly that they don't have buybacks when they don't pop them here. So it's probably going to be 3 sets of racks here.
Yep.
Unless Kezu can pull off some kind of miracle, which I'd be very impressed if he did.
I mean, Miracle himself. It seems like a very unlikely target alone.
He didn't even lose the Aegis there, Miracle. He just blinked into the backlines into 3 heroes. They got down to 400 HP and they just blinked away again.
Yeah, it almost looked good for Vega. There was a point where they could have turned it around. Matu was nearly dead, but then in comes GH with that RP, and they're not even going to back out here. They just want someone to come forward and try and defend this. Maybe MNT under tower. Why not? Miracle can probably just jump on him and blow him up anyway. Yes, they can. Goodbye, MNT. Kezu goes for the call, but gets silenced. Up, Burrow Strike as well. Kezu is dead. No buybacks on either of those. And in they come. Still going for more. Matu, but it does drop a little bit low, but the Soulbind comes out. Mage gets killed, and into the base they go. Miracle not giving up as a GG is called, and Liquid will defeat their previous adversaries in a 2-0 series in this very first game on their adventure through the major qualifiers.
Yeah, well played by Liquid. The break seems to have done them well. They've come into this series really strong. And they knew how they wanted to play. They fell behind, but like you said, they keep dodging these smokes, keep dodging them up. Again, Miracle feels like 2 very similar strategies with how they wanted to play him. Keep him in the jungle, pushing lanes out all the time. Yeah, well played by Liquid. I feel like Vega are trying really hard there to get things done like we said they had to, but Liquid are just 1 step ahead of them all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. It was nearly Vega's game. They had the advantage. They were playing it correctly as well, and unfortunately, Liquid dodging the smokes so key. They were just trying to play around Vega as much as possible until they're in a state where Miracle could fight. Once they had that, it was very difficult for Vega to find their footing and really come back against Liquid. So GG, and it'll be Team Liquid who go up into the upper bracket playoffs, and Vega Squadron will be in the lower bracket playoffs in this group. Now, I believe we will be doing the lower bracket of Group A, which is... I'm not too sure. We'll have more information for you in a little bit between which teams are playing. Of course, there's plenty of games going on the other streams. We'll be back here for another playoff game, lower bracket, very soon. So we shall see you then. And until then, we'll say goodbye.